Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Pokemon Scarlet and our quest to get this shiny Meloetta from the Pokemon Home Challenge. We only have a Pokemon to evolve left. That is the only thing that I have left to do. Oh, and I guess collect some Galarcia twigs to get Galarian Slowking. I would have done this earlier, but I came down with strep throat last week, and it hurt to talk a lot of the time. So I figured I would avoid streaming until it was better. Thankfully, that meant that I got to play pretty much all of Pokemon Legends ZA instead of, doing any of my responsibilities. But unfortunately, unfortunately for my non-responsibilities, I'm no longer sick anymore. So we're back. We're going to be doing this. I have to go back to the Slowpoke Beach. I can never remember which one that it is. I think it's this one here, I think. And we'll get this Meloetta. Now, I do think I've decided the next thing I'm going to be doing after this is, I would shiny hunt in Pokemon ZA, and I probably will shiny hunt in ZA on stream every now and then. But there is still a shiny Keldeo to get by completing the national dex, or not the national dex, the living dex for Galar and its DLCs. And it's been quite a while since I've played Pokemon Sword. I've played it once properly, twice just to get another Zacian to trade, so I basically sped ran it. And that's it. I haven't really played it, and I actually really like that game. It's got its issues, but I think it's one of the better Pokemon games in recent memory, so I'm certainly down to play it again, and I think I might do that on stream. This is not the Slowpoke Beach, is it? I don't think it is. Alright, which one is it? It's gotta be this one then. So I think we're gonna do that next. Plus, that's sort of a more casual playthrough since, I'll probably be reading the story and stuff, but I'm not gonna be super invested in it because I've already played it before. Things along that line. But I think that's what I'll be doing next, probably interspersed with some ZA shiny hunting every now and then, but probably not too much, I don't think, just because it's not a very active shiny hunting method. It's literally just oh wait, I have one already. It's literally just resetting for things. It's basically the equivalent of soft resetting, except instead of restarting the game, you are making time progress or walking slightly farther away. So, I don't know how all entertaining that would be, but I'm certainly not against it. But I think for now, a Sword replay through would probably be the best course of action here. Where is that wreath? It is at the bottom, isn't it? Yes, there we are. Yes, the wreath is for King. Okay. I guess I did this off screen. I thought I still needed some, but nope. There we go. I actually quite like Galarian Slowking. I think it's a very nicely designed Pokemon, and its execution is done very well. I do already have one though, and it came back in ZA, which I mean. I don't like to shit on these games too much, even though I know that it's very justified to do so. But man, does ZA look so much better than these games. These games are so dull and blurry. It's kind of funny. I genuinely think Sword and Shield and ZA are the best the Pokemon series has looked art direction-wise. I mean, the fidelity of Sword and Shield, it leaves a little bit to be desired, but in terms of art direction and style, I actually really, really like it. And then, Legends Arceus, it was doing its own thing. I appreciate what it was, but, why is my... Whoa. I appreciate it for what it was, but I'm glad that, that aesthetic didn't necessarily stick around for the rest of the games. And then these games, despite the texturing on the Pokemon looking quite nice, just kind of look bad, and there's really no way around it. They're just not very good looking games at all. I appreciate the attempt, but its execution was definitely not the best. I don't care about anything that you guys learn. I don't need you to learn anything. Alright. Oh, Turtwig's learning stuff now. Alright, you're good, Turtwig. Nope, we're fine. Okay, now we let everything evolve. Charmander, this is your only evolution. You need to stay as a Charmeleon, because I just accidentally evolved you last time. Perfect. Is anything else evolving now? Turtwig is evolving you. You need to go all the way to a Torterra. Okay. Sounds good. And then the Hoenn starters also need to be your final evolutions. In fact, I think everything... Yes, everything before Alola needs to be its final evolutions. And then everything after that, I need one of each. So that's perfect. Charmeleon, you're done. You guys are still going. Sandshrew, are you just an Ice Stone, or are you a level up evolution? I don't actually know. I've used you once, and evolved you 3 times, and I still don't know. It's an Ice Stone. We'll give you the benefit of exactly 1 battle, and then you're evolving. Just to be nice. Just to be nice to you. Even though I'm releasing you pretty much immediately. I will say, the battle style of ZA, while incredibly enjoyable, I don't know if I want every single Pokemon game to have that gameplay style. Every Legends game? Absolutely. But every Pokemon game? I don't know. I do like the turn-based Pokemon games still. I think it's quite nice. Could they take some inspiration from it and sort of like freshen up the combat system a little bit? Yes, absolutely. But I think there's a place for both of them. I don't think we need to completely remove turn-based stuff, but that's just my opinion. I would also be okay if turn-based didn't come back. It's just my preference would be that we have both. I'm spitting the Sandshrew. Ta-da. You think if they had convergent evolutions in Alola that these guys would be called Snowshrew? I think maybe. Because they're not really sand, are they? They're not even made of sand. But I guess the difference between convergent is that they are actually unrelated and just happen to look the same, so maybe that wouldn't quite make sense. Alright. Boom. I think Batang can probably handle a Chansey or 2, so we'll move you to the front so you gain a little bit more experience than you would otherwise. I think you're only 1 level away, so I could just rare candy you, but it's alright. More battles means more chances for there to be shiny Pokemon. I did encounter that random Alolan Geodude, which was quite nice to get. Oh, you don't know any moves, Batang. You know nothing. Maybe I should teach you something. I think oh, it should be able to remember moves now. That's how that works. Alright, well, it's going to basically end up killing itself, so that's fine by me. There we are. Is this enough for a level up for you? This is Chansey number 3, and yes it is. Alright. I guess I don't need to teach you anything. Alright. Fury Swipe's not necessary. Flame Wheel, don't care. I think, what is this, 2 evolutions, or all of the Gen 3 Pokemon at 36? I know Gen 2's levels are weird, and Gen 4's levels are weird. There we are. Metagross, one of my favorite Pokemon, but I don't know what number. Oh, and Grottle, of course. There we go. Congratulations on your whole 2 battles. And Chimchar, yes, yes. Okay, that means that everyone else is only 1 level away, so maybe a Chansey isn't necessary. I could probably fight anything and they'd evolve. Metagross, you're done. Torterra, you are done. Let's get Piplup in there. We'll do a Chansey, just because. I don't care if they're over-leveled, they're getting released anyways. Gotta have my eyes peeled for any shinies, because I have to remember in this game they don't make any sound effects. Which is a very dumb idea. Though I think it's really funny that in ZA they make 4 sound effects. Any more Chanseys? I know that there's a Blissey that spawns here every day. I'm also surprised through all of my adventures through Area Zero, not once have I ever found a shiny Girafarig. I found like a shiny of almost everything except for Girafarig. We are... I don't know if Marshtomp is evolving yet. I don't think that was enough levels. Yeah, of course we got Combuskin. You're level more than you need to be. Blaze Kick. Fun move. Fun move. Don't care about you specifically. Oh, no, yeah. No Marshtomp evolution. Alright. I hit B. That's on me. Emma did A. Boom. Alright. Yes, all the way to Froakie, final evolutions. Okay. Where are there more Chanseys? I feel like I usually see Chanseys over in the yellow grass area, but I don't know if that's like a specific thing or if it's just a coincidence. But there's another one right here, so maybe there's something to it. Oh, it's a Rabscara. Thought it was a very saturated Chansey, which wouldn't make sense because that's not what Chansey shiny looks like at all. Oh my god, how many moves are you trying to learn? I do really like the Gen 5 starters. I think they might be my favorite. Gen 5 and 6 are both really great starters. I just wish that Emboar wasn't firefighting. I think it could have... like, I get it. It's based off of, what is it, Oolong from Journey to the West? But, I do think he could have gotten away with just being a pure fire type. Or a fire dark type. But it's weird that two of them are pure grass, pure water, and then firefighting? The third one? It doesn't take away from the quality of Emboar, though. I just think it's a strange decision. Hopefully the other two Unova evolutions, or Unova starters, will be getting Megas in the DLC. I certainly hope so. I think I like all three. Meganium's a bit weak, but I like generally all three of the Megas for the ZA starters. I know people aren't crazy about Feraligatr because it kind of looks like it's wearing a toilet half the time, but I quite like it actually. I think it's a very unique and interesting Mega design, and I think it's done well. Does it look better if its sort of false head was angled more so towards the front rather than angled upwards? Probably, but who knows? That's just like an animation change, right? That's not a change in its design, that's just a change in the way that it carries itself. I think Monferno's evolving. It's like 14 and 33 or 34, isn't it? It evolves like really, really early. Can't believe I just said no to teaching an Oshawott Razor Shell. What's wrong with me? Oh, I guess not yet. Maybe Monferno is a regular evolution level. Okay, evolving. Probably evolving. I don't think so. Unless it's a Blissey. Maybe if it's a Blissey. I gotta find one, though. And I'm also just keeping my eyes out for shinies as well. Is that a Stellar Execute? Interesting. Which I think I was talking about last stream about how I would be totally fine and happy with the Stellar type coming back, only for it to not be in ZA. I mean, I get it, it's a Terrestrial type specifically, so I don't see why it would be in ZA. But now that makes me wonder if it'll be back for Champions. I can only assume yes, because in Pokemon Home, it still remembers that they're a Stellar type or not. Unless you send them to ZA, in which case they forget everything and basically get a big old lobotomy. But I can only assume that in Champions, the Stellar Terrestrial type will be back. Because it seems like everything's coming back. Dynamax, Gigantamax, Z-moves, Mega Evolutions, Terrestrialization. It's all there. Hopefully Ash Greninja is in Champions, because he's not in ZA. Well, he is, but like, if you... It's weird. If you give yourself an Ash Greninja in ZA, like you insert the information for an already transformed Ash Greninja, it will give you an already transformed Mega Greninja. So I think, like, in terms of the code, Mega Greninja has just replaced Ash Greninja. So I don't know how that'll work in Champions, since both of those seem to share a variable. They're both Greninja in their, I think it's Form 1, because it starts at 0 in video games. So I think Form 1 Greninja is both Ash Greninja and a Mega Greninja, depending on what game it's in. So I don't know how Champions is going to handle that. It might just... Ash Greninja might just be dead forever. And it might just keep the boring-ass Battle Bond ability, which is basically Moxie for every stat, no? That's how it works? You defeat a Pokemon and then you get a big stat boost? Which is disappointing. There's a couple of lost Pokemon. Spiky-eared Pichu, XD001... I mean, I guess the Pokestar Studio ones don't really count, and there's even a shirt of one of them in ZA, so I guess they're not totally forgotten, but I hope that no Pokemon becomes, like, lost media, for lack of a better word, you know? I should have opened up my boxes before approaching this Blissey. Not Blissey, Chansey. I wish it was a Blissey. There's another one right there. I think I have PP restoring items. This stream should not be very long. I don't know, maybe like an hour? 45 minutes to an hour? So I might switch over to something else afterwards if I'm in the mood to continue streaming. We'll see. We will see. You're so shiny in this game, it's kind of weirding me out. There we go. You're better. You're less shiny. Still very desaturated, though. Oh, so many evolutions right now. Oh god, you look so much better in ZA. Oh lord. Why are you so veiny? I don't know, I'm kind of torn now. Like, I like the texture detail of the Scarlet and Violet Pokemon bottles. But I like the colors and vibrancy of the ZA ones. I wonder if it would look good if you had both. I don't know. Not sure. I couldn't tell you unless I saw it. I'd like to think that more vibrant colors would work with the more detailed textures, but I haven't seen it. Who's to say? I think we will probably be fighting more than 15 Chanseys, so I'll have to do that again, I think. There we are. I don't care. Oh my god, you guys, you want to know so many moves. I didn't know you learned Shadow Sneak that early, though. Okay, there we go. Alright. Kinda wish there was a way to skip the evolution animation. I know it's quick, but it would be nice for, like, bulk evolving stuff. I actually don't like how detailed Samurott is. That one I don't like how much rings it has on its shell. Right, and now let's... This one, yeah, I mean, I guess this one will turn into a Decidueye. Why not? You're done. Get you in there, and you'll stay a Decidueye. Or you stay a Dartrix, I mean. Any of your flowers pink? Nope, okay. Actually don't need a Blissey right now. Blissey is nice for getting things to the third stages, but it's not required. There we go. I feel like kind of a fool when I was playing or shiny hunting in Let's Go. So many shiny Chanseys appeared while I was waiting for the actual thing I was hunting to spawn, because this was before we knew exactly how shiny hunting worked. So this was just the catch 30 and then wait method. Which did still work because it increased the amount of Pokemon of that type spawning, but it didn't actually increase your shiny chances at all. But like I must have encountered like 4, 5, 6 shiny Chanseys, and now that I'm a little more interested in doing a living shiny dex, I don't have a shiny Chansey. I've encountered one so many times only for me to now have nothing. I only got Blissey, who's barely even different. Alright, you are finished. Oh, exciting update. The videos that I've made for my second channel are now all up, and the reception to them has been very surprisingly positive. I mean, not surprisingly positive, but like it's positive, and then also significantly more people than I thought are watching them and reacting to them. So that's very nice to see. I very much appreciate that. I'm working on another one right now. It's Resident Evil. It's not going to be out in time for Halloween because I really did not want to play Resident Evil when I was sick. I don't know what it was. I just had absolutely zero desire. But I'm almost finished with the game, and then the video shouldn't take too long to make. Like a couple days to a week. So it might be out shortly after Halloween, early November. And then I have another Dragon Ball Z plus lightsabers video already written because people really liked that one. So, and I really liked making it. So I've written another one. That one will take slightly longer to edit, but that's fine. Thankfully, I have all of the assets made already, with the exception of the individual lightsabers for the characters. So it should hopefully not take too much time to make that one, but that'll be out after the Resident Evil video anyway, so early-ish November, maybe a week or two after the Resident Evil video, something like that. That's my plans. But yeah, I really appreciate all of the support for them. It's been very kind of surreal to see. Like, it's not like doing gangbuster numbers, you know? It's not going viral or anything, but it's my best performing things that I've ever put out. Except for that one animation I made in college that has 30,000 plus views for some reason. But I don't really count that one, so... Plonk. There we go. It's almost 3 evolutions out of the way. A Frogadier gained half a level, or half a bar of experience more. And ta-da! Thankfully, in ZA, I already have a living dex in preparation for home potentially ever making a little challenge. Probably wouldn't be until after the. Did I hit B? Oh, oh man, probably wouldn't be until after the DLC comes out, but that's fine. I don't mind that. I mean, there's like half the amount of Pokemon. There's less Pokemon in the base game than there is in the base game of Scarlet and Violet, so it was a little bit easier to make a living dex. Do I just have a rare candy somewhere? I hope I do. This'll do, I think. 2? Yep. That's more than I needed. I probably could have gotten away with 1. Not hitting B this time. I'm used to, in ZA, I hit B to progress text boxes for whatever reason. I just got into the habit. And then with this, I actually think I got it from this, because when they level up, you hit B to immediately say no to their moves. So I think I accidentally progressed the breaks in his evolving text box with B and then hit it again, somehow. Alright, evolution, probably close to 1, but not evolving. Evolution, both of you will be the same. Alright, almost done. Yeah, I think my estimation was right. 45 minutes to an hour is probably what it's going to take. I might switch over to something else afterwards. I'll think about it while we're doing this. Because I do have the shiny charm in ZA now. I can do some shiny hunting. But like I said, it feels kind of boring to shiny hunt in ZA. Or at least it feels kind of boring to watch a shiny hunt in ZA, since you're basically just doing the same thing over and over again. I guess I could do some shiny hunting in this game, I suppose. See what kind of outbreaks are around. Hello? Chances. There we go. Yeah, it's always a yellow grass. I think I'm right about that. I think they have an increased chance of spawning on the yellow grassy areas. Oh yeah, if the stream layout looks slightly different, that's because it is. Because somehow, I think OBS like crashed and then updated. And I lost all of my scenes and sources on OBS. So I had to recreate everything, which thankfully wasn't too difficult, but it did take a couple hours. So I think technically it's a little bit better lined up now, so it should look better, but if it looks a little bit different, that's why. I was not too happy about that, but yeah, it was what it was. I had to fix it, so I did. Oh my god, Poplio, please. Oh, I guess the Alola starters are also a really good choice. Man, from Gen 5 to 7, the starters were all top tier, like consistently. Especially the water starters. I like all of them pretty equally. I really like Primarina. I know people don't, or at least like Primarina is just kind of the forgotten one because it's harder to put into spin-off games because it's not a biped. But I really like Primarina. I don't know what it was, like what it is about it. I think, wow, this is gonna sound weird. I think I was at a point in my life where I was more open to the idea of non-gender conformity when Primarina was the starter, because that was like, I guess it would have been the middle, or it came out at the start of high school for me, is when Sun and Moon came out. Wow, that was a long time ago. Jesus. And I think at that point, early-ish to middle of high school is when I started to be more open to the, like, you know, sort of more modern ideas of gender and gender presentation. So I think that probably helped with my enjoyment of Primarina, because I was into, well, not necessarily into, but much more comfortable liking more girly things. Torcant, you were done. Brion, you were done. There we go. Cannot accidentally evolve you guys. Do not want that happening. There we go. And then also Primarina is just a very nice design and very strong. Like, I feel like out of the three, it was probably the strongest. Especially its Z move was crazy ridiculous. what are the... I feel like I always check caves and there's never anything of note. But hey, I guess there's a TM I didn't collect, so that's nice. Can't help but notice a severe lack of chances in the area. Really? Nothing? Nothing? Ooh, I just realized with Pokemon Sword playing through it. I don't know if there's any way to get the shield exclusives other than breeding. Which is fine, I'll breed the Pokemon if I have to. But like in this game, you can go online and do online raids and get version exclusives or have a chance to get them. I don't think that's the case. I don't remember if there's like a board for checking online raids. Oh yeah, no, there is, isn't there? Yeah, the little app. You hit Y and it opens up a little app. Alright, never mind. Might be able to do it that way then. That will definitely be on my other profile though, because max raid adventures are a great way of getting shiny legendary Pokemon, and I don't want to just erase that. I won't have the DLC though, will I? On my second profile. Yeah, I can do the virtual game card thing. Yes, I can on the Switch too. All right. My God, stop learning moves. All right, there we go. Beep beep. What have I used in Sword? I used a Scorbunny and I used a Sobble. I don't think I've used Grookey. Perhaps we'll do that. Perhaps we'll use Grookey in the Sword playthrough. I think. Maybe I used Rillaboom. I don't remember. It's been so long. I was first year of college. Well, that's crazy. Sun and Moon came out first year of high school. Sword and Shield came out first year of college. Interesting. Crazy how time flies. I forgot that Raboot had little pockets. Oh, that's cute, actually. He's trying to be so cool and edgy. Alright. You are done. And you are done. And it's just you guys, and then we're done. There's nothing else hiding in my boxes, is there? Nope. Just these guys who can go back to home. And, you. Wow. Alright. Shiny Meloetta is certainly close at hand. Ooh, If I didn't get strep throat, I might have streamed my ZA playthrough. But honestly, I don't know. There's a lot of weird things with Twitch going on right now. And I've already kind of switched over to YouTube videos right now. I'm considering switching over to YouTube streams as well, but I'm not entirely sure about that. I need some more time to think about it and maybe experiment to see, because I don't remember how their VOD features work. If I can not save the VOD so I can audio balance it and re-upload it afterwards, which is what I would prefer to do. Just because, I mean, no matter how much I set my audio, it's always a little bit weird in the audio balancing. I always want to check it, and I like cutting out BRBs, and I like adding my little outro to it. So that's my only thing with YouTube streaming. That, and I'm not sure how well Mix It Up works. I assume it probably works fine, since there's a place to connect to my YouTube account. But my point is, I feel like I'm getting a lot more enjoyment out of pre-recorded, edited content than I am streaming, which is about what I expected to happen. But I kind of like I have proof for that now, where I kind of enjoy it more. So I think when it comes to like playing through a game fresh, if I'm going to make content of it, I'd rather just record my gameplay and then make a video about it afterwards instead of live streaming it. I'm sure there'll be exceptions to it, like multiplayer games might be fun to stream. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe my time of streaming a new game is finished. Who's to say? I think I'd want to really stream a game specifically if I'm going to stream playing through a video game. I think that's probably how it's going to work from now on. Which I'm fine with. I've been streaming for, what, 4 years? 5 years? So I don't mind, kind of, not stopping, but evolving into the next content style. Boing, 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 boing. I will teach you sparkling aria. Just for fun, even though I'm releasing you, but just for fun. I love how Drizzile and Raboot are like edgy and trying to be cool, but in two very different ways. And then Thwacky is just a chaotic, awful, rambunctious little child. I enjoy the juxtaposition. Wow. Oh my god, I didn't realize that we just went from 5 to 3. This is it. This is like 3 more Chansey battles, and then that's it. After I get Meloetta, I think I'll do some shiny hunting here. Just a little bit. Not too long, maybe like an hour or so. I also forgot how much overlap in the move pools that the Sobble line and the Froakie line have. I guess it makes sense. They're both sort of, you know, stealthy water types. Who are also amphibians. Bonk. Epic dino drifting. Is there something specific I want to shiny hunt, or do I just want to see what sort of wild outbreaks there are? Your level 35 evolution? I already have all of the Scarlet Paradox forms, and I am gonna, well, at any point I can borrow Violet from my buddy. So, I don't know. Nothing is screaming out at me as something that I want to shiny hunt. At least not Gen 9-wise. Do you guys all evolve at level 35? I guess probably. Alright, that was less Chanseys than I thought. Now it's just one more. And then we bring them all over to home. Let's see. If I was a Chansey, where would I be? Probably down here. Yeah, I knew it. My Chansey senses were tingling. And is this it? Yes, it is. All right. Our journey to shiny Meloetta is finally at an end. Took a lot longer than getting an Amorous, huh? Turns out when you have a Pokedex triple or quadruple the size, it takes a little bit longer. Here we are, into home. Let's do it. I'm still signed in on my phone. Is it gonna let me? I don't think it's gonna let me. Let me close it on my phone real quick. Okay. There we go. Yep, literally all I had to do was close it on my phone. Okay. Right, you're the guys from last time. Alright, let's just move over everything that we can into this box and then put the rest where they need to go. That's too many. And you guys can be moved back, right? Yes, you're from Sword and Shield, from somebody, from somewhere. Alright. Yeah. I guess I'll put you where you need to go, I suppose. I might as well, right? Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? There we go. Where's Plusle? Where's Gen 3? Where are ya? There you are. Where's Alola? Whoops. Not the newest 30. Alola is up here. Oh, where's Andrew? There you are. Bonk. So now that they're all in home, I should be able to collect the reward on my phone and then immediately go back into Pokemon Home and Meloetta will be there. Alright, it's booting up. I would record this, but I'd have to set a connection between my phone and my computer, and that sounds like a little bit of a hassle, so you're just going to have to take my word for it. Downloading data, perfect. Click on me. Yeah, there's a ground beside Blueberry. Nice. So now I think it's, what is it? It's me. It is, no, it's the menu. It's this special little funky menu. There we go. Pokedex? Not Pokedex. Mystery gifts? Gift box? What? Wait a minute. How do I get... Huh? How do we get the shiny Meloetta? Wait a minute. Pokemon Home, how to get shiny... That's not how you spell shiny. Meloetta. You need to complete all three Pokemon, all three Pokedex, which I have done. Okay. Cannot get the mystery gift. You do need to, yep, did that. I've got them all. I click on me, the Pokedex, all of them are complete. There's an exclamation mark beside all of them. There he is, I just had to click on that. There's Grand Oak. Brilliant, we're one step closer to fulfilling my dream of creating a grand Pokedex. I see you've registered every single Pokemon in the Paldea Pokedex, the Kitakami Pokedex, and the Blueberry Pokedex. You are most certainly the right one to entrust with this monumental task. Absolutely brilliant. I hope you'll keep up the fantastic work. Oh, and I just get it. Okay. I don't click on mystery gift. He's just handing me a ball that he has with a shiny Meloetta in it. Alright. And now I check my gift box. And there it is. Claim. Perfect. Wonderful. And now I go back in. And she should be there. Oh god, are you gonna be in box 2? I think you're gonna be in box 2, because box 1 is all full. You can do it. I believe in you. I've already closed it on my phone. I trust you. You can do it, Pokemon Home. Thank you. Box 2? Box 2! Let's go! And also we can release all of you guys now, because I do not need you. There it is. Release. Select more. I told you it was happening. I told you I was releasing all of you. Even you, Primarina. Because I still have my original from Sun and Moon. Those are the hidden ability starters at the bottom there. I have no idea if I'm ever going to do anything with them, but I have them, so. Sweet. Let's go take a look at her, shall we? I guess I'll keep Scyther. Like I was saying before, I don't have a good Scyther. I have a Scizor that I've used that's sitting on, I think it's sitting on white right now, because I haven't finished with my X playthrough, so I haven't transferred them over yet. And then I have a Cleavor that I used in Arceus, but I don't have a Scyther that I've ever used, so this is it. Let's go to someplace nice to take a look at this. What's the button? There it is. I feel like the beach is usually pretty good for showing off stuff in my experience, because it's pretty flat and it's a nice vibrant green there, so work well enough. Look at you. You're blue. I wish it was daytime, but you're blue. Well, I mean, I really wish it was daytime, because you just kind of look like regular colors, but I do promise that you are in fact blue. See, it's shiny. It's got the shiny mark. Do you know? Is it Relic Song? What's the one that changes you? Oh, you could afford to learn some better moves, but that's okay. I think it's Relic Song. Oh, you're spinning around. Look at you go. Aw. That's really cute, actually. Can I make it daytime? Is that a thing that I can do? I have been having Pokemon battles, I guess. Oh, no, I'm alright. Benches. Oh, I can just pass the time at the bench. No. Alright, I don't think there's any way, so we'll have to do it at night, which is a bit unfortunate, but so be it. What's a really weak Pokemon that I can just use Relic Song and then dip? Comfey, maybe? You're bulky, but you might not kill Meloetta. If you do, it's going to be a little embarrassing. Okay, we're fine. You're asleep, you're damaged. Man, Relic Song is a strong move. And now you're pinky. You're pinky red. Look at you. I think Meloetta is a underappreciated Pokemon. I'm glad that we have a shiny for it now. Well, unobtainable shiny for it. I kind of wish you weren't a normal type Terrestrial, but that's fine. Whatever. Oh wow, that did nothing. Okay, good to know. Oh, same animation. Do you switch back? You do switch back. Oh, okay. Don't kill me now, please. I was very worried. that could. I just got my daughter and she already almost died. Oh wait, you're gonna evolve now. What have I done? Not evolve, level up now. Okay, that's fine. Well, there we have it. Shiny Meloetta. In the flesh. One of the few mythical Pokemon you can actually have. That's not the right buttons, it's this, isn't it? Can't use a Synchro Machine now? Why not? Oh, yeah, I can. Wow. This is a little bit... There we go. Oh, you can run around. Oh, that's so adorable. Oh my god. Your little run animation is hilarious. That's great. I wish I could run around in your transform state, but that's a battle-only form, so... There we go. If the colors weren't so drowned out, you'd be able to see the blue better, but unfortunately... It's nighttime. Nope. 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 Yep. There we go. Do a pose or something. Where do you work out? Alright, well, that's that. Shall we do some shiny hunting just for fun? I say yes, since I've only been going for about an hour, so I can go for another hour or so. Let's see our options here. Anything catching my eye? No. I do like Solosis. I already have a Geodude. What about the other ones? Oop. Ghastly, I'm okay. Like, sure, but I'm alright. Slowpoke, you have a better one in ZA. Mabosstiff, maybe. I feel like I'm more inclined to get the Gen 9 Pokemon Shinies in Gen 9, you know? Alright, well, let's check Kitakami, but Mabosstiff, that's a big maybe. Sandslash I have already. Starly I have already. Okay, so Kitakami is a bust. I'm thinking Mabosstiff. I'm thinking that's what I want to do. Alright. Plus, I think Scyther will easily be able to take out Mabosstiffs with Auto Battle because it knows a Bug-type move, and Mabosstiff is a Dark-type. Oh, I was going the wrong way. I need to go over the mountain. It would be really funny if I immediately approach and there's already a shiny one there. Which could I mean, it did happen. Happened with Flamigo. Okay, so... Now we start. Keep count, it's 60 that I need to defeat. And there's one. That's not a Mabosstiff. Scyther. 2. 3. It's wrong one. 4. Why are there so many fortresses around? It's 5. Ah, they're all over here. There we go. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. I wish I had a counter or something. But I do the old-fashioned way. I am the counter. 15. Nope. Nope. Ow. Come on now. 14. $16. 17. I actually don't know what shiny boss stuff looks like. So this will be fun. 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. 25. I think our chances of getting an accidental shiny are pretty high too, with how many fortresses responding over there. 6, 7, 28, 9. Alright, we're halfway there. No, Scyther. That's 35. 36. 37. 38. Oh god, there's so many. 39. 40. Alright, getting close. So if you don't know about the shiny hunting method, you defeat 60 of them to increase their shiny odds as much as you can. I think that's 43. And then you check to see if there's a shiny. If there's not a shiny, you picnic to reset all the spawns. 46, I think. And then you keep doing that until you get a shiny. It's not the most riveting, but at the very least, after you've done the initial 60, it's pretty hands-off. So I think that's 50 now. So you can kind of just freely chat and talk about stuff, which is what I'm trying to get to. It's 52, 53. Some outbursts don't last until you hit 60, and if that's the case, it wasn't worth it in the first place. 56, 57. Okay. You can, of course, increase your shiny odds with a sandwich. But Herba Mystica are really hard to come across, so I like to avoid it when possible. Unless it's for very, very rare Pokemon, like ones that don't usually get outbreaks. Like for the Paradox Pokemon, I made sandwiches that also increased the chances of them spawning. But it's kind of unnecessary with outbreaks because as long as you are doing it before... I thought you were shiny for a second. As long as you're doing it, you know, significantly before midnight of the day that you're doing it, your chances of getting a shiny are almost guaranteed. Because the outbreaks reset at midnight every night, so you will lose your chance, and that outbreak will go away if it hits midnight. But I don't expect that to happen. I mean, if we don't get a shiny, then we don't get one. But obviously, it would be nice if we do. I'm not too bothered about it if we don't, though, I guess is my point. Is this the best place to picnic, or is down there going to be better? Depends on specifically where on the map it is, which it looks like down there might be a better option. But if I look towards it, the Pokemon behind me should spawn significantly less. Okay, well, that immediately did not happen. But there's nothing directly behind me anymore, so that's nice. I'm going to move a little bit closer. Probably down here. I like having the high ground, but... also just going to save now. Hopefully this is enough space. I'm actually thinking maybe at the top of that hill might be better. It's a bit of a balancing act because if you're too close to the core of where that's a shiny, If you're too close to the core where they're spawning, they won't spawn because you're too close to them. But if you're too far away, that limits how many of them can appear. Obviously, none of this matters because I now have a shiny Mabostiff. But it's an interesting thing to note if you want to shiny hunt yourself. I like how casually it just appeared. I think this is the fastest I've ever gotten a shiny through a picnic resetting. To be fair, this is also the first time I've picnic reset on the Switch 2. The last one I got was a Nummel and a Camerupt on the Switch 1. And I started doing it for, not Belly Bolt, it's pre-evolution, whatever it's called, Tadbolt. But I didn't get to 60, so I never really got to properly do it. Plus, it's really hard to see Tadbolt. Okay, well, nice. That was easy. How do I look at you? Can I not look at you? I don't think I can just look at you, can I? Okay. Well, there we go. We got a purple Mabostiff. I'm going to try to get a thumbnail picture here. I hope nobody minds. Not that it's my stream. But now that Meloetta is actually in the brightness, how do we make Meloetta pose and do things? Can you look at me? No. Okay. All right. What? There we go. Oh, why'd you move? Get over there and stay over there. Look at me. Why would you look at me? Fine. No thumbnail picture for you then, if you're gonna be like that. Alright, I'm down to shiny hunt another thing. I don't need... If this was Mischief, I would get two, but I don't need two shiny Mabostiffs. There's literally no reason for that. So what were our other options? Is that another one over there that I see? No, you're just under a tree. Okay. Tadbolt is one, but again, it's really hard to see Tadbolt, and they usually outbreak over the water, which is annoying, because Pokemon seem to forget how to move properly when they're in the water in this game. I would like a shiny Grafaiai. I'd like to use a Grafaiai. I think, whenever I get around to playing Violet, I'll use a Grafaiai. Alright, well, let's see our options. Bellybolt or Tadbolt might be the way to go, but don't know. I don't like shiny hunting really, really small things because it's hard to see them, obviously. So what other options do we have? Ghastly, I have a shiny Gengar. I don't have a shiny Ghastly in Haunter, but I feel like that's a bit of a boring thing to do, especially when if I really wanted to, I could play Gen 2 and get a bunch of shiny Pokemon that way via the odd egg. As long as it's the right one. My odd egg, I think, was an Elekid, so I wasn't really able to breed it with much. Drifbloom, I think I have. Yeah, I got a Drifbloom shiny randomly the other day, didn't I? Or the other stream. Oh, it's in the water, which I don't like. Have Murkrow and Honchkrow. Stonejourner is an interesting thing. Just in general, an interesting creature. I don't think its shiny is all too special. It's basically like reversed colors, or it's like a darker gray, but That's not too bad. Graveler, I'm not opposed to, but it's not, like, high on my list. Solosis is nice. I do like Solosis, but again, it's in the water. And then Luminion. Okay. Let's do Stonejourner. I don't know how well Scyther is going to do in the auto battles, but we still have Necrozma and Iron Hands here, so it shouldn't be an issue. Oh, why does it gotta be Sandstormy? Let's mark that on my map really quick so I don't get turned around too much. This way. Wonderful. Okay. Any accidental shinies would be quite nice as well. I saw the post of someone saying that they found a shiny Hippowdon, but it was just female. And you know what? Same when I was a kid, because my only exposure to Hippowdon was via the anime. And I don't remember if you see a female Hippowdon in the anime, or if you do, it's certainly not as common. Okay, they are not spawning up here, which is what I was worried about, but that is a-okay. Let's get the destroying then. This is not a lot of them, but they will appear more frequently the more that we take out. Oh. I forgot that you could appear here. One of the only Paradox Pokemon, actually I think the only Paradox Pokemon that can spawn outside of Area 0. It's 5. There we go, they're spawning more. 6. Not saying it. I don't think you're even a part of the outbreak. There we go. Get back over here. And there's 10. I'll just count every 10. Might be worth it to get a timer up, but that's okay. There's 15. I'm still so surprised at how quickly I got Mabastef, or Mabastef. This should be 19, which means that this should be 20. Or if it's 21. I'd rather be counting too low than too high. So that's okay. Whenever I lose count, I go lower than I think it is. Should be 22. 23. 24. 25. If we get a Stonejourner quickly, I'm setting up a counter. 27. 28. Uh-oh. Okay. This one might not last long enough to get us a shiny. Well, I can only hope that it will, but it might not. $28. $29. Alright, halfway. $31. Yeah, they're significantly less now. 32. 33. 34. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go, that's better. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 40. 41. 42. I'm a bit worried about the spawn rate. 43. Are you dead? Okay. Weird. 44. 45. 46. 47. Are you a static encounter? Strange. Oh god, there's so many. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53. 54. 55. 56. Oh, almost there. 57. 58. 59. And we're done. High Sandile. Please leave me alone, Sandile. Big dick. Oh yeah, you're just a static encounter. Interesting. I'm going to kill you. What an intense thing to say to an elephant. I already have a shiny one of you, so I actually have 2, so I definitely don't need you. Good. Is this Hippopotas shiny? Why do you look greenish? No, I think it's just the shade. Well, okay. I guess we'll never know. I think it was just the shade. I don't think it was shiny. Let's go back and focus on the stone genera. Gotta find the best picnic spot. I'm going to assume... Yeah, it seems like over here is where they're spawning in the most, so... Not boxes, picnic. Now we wait. I'm not sure how the, it seems like their numbers are dwindling thing actually affects their spawn rate. I don't know if it spawns less of them or if it takes longer for the whole amount of them to spawn in. It seems like it might be both, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I mean, you know, I can work around it. And by that I mean just try to find the most optimal place to picnic. I don't think it's here, because they're not spawning in. I think I'm a little bit too close to their spawn generation. Alright. Back here it is then. Okay, yeah. Maybe I'm still too close. Maybe that's the issue. Can I... Oh. I don't think I can, but can I? No. Okay. I think it's quite obvious that I can't. Just gotta find the right place. here seems to work. There's not that many of them, though, is the thing. I think that's due to the lower amount, though. Oh, no, I was just on the wrong side of things. Okay. This is much, much better. Alright, good to know. Much like my boss GIF, I don't actually know what the shiny for Stone Journer looks like. I think it's one of the ones that's a little more obvious, though, so it shouldn't be hard to spot when it appears. I just don't know exactly what it is. Is it blue, or is it dark gray? I don't know. I think I just have to look at them to prevent the other Pokemon from spawning in. I know that where your camera is affects a little bit of what's spawned in around you. Like, by that I mean literally everything behind me does not exist now. That's how this game is optimized. Which is poorly. So I think if it's behind me, it won't spawn Pokemon. They'll only appear where my camera is looking. Generally. I think there's some leeway on either side of it. But for the most part, where I'm looking is the only part of the world that exists. So I'm going to try to... Yes, that's exactly what's happening. I have to try to optimize exactly where I'm looking. Oh my god, the windmill is moving at a normal frame rate, even from this far away. It's a miracle. Wherever I was looking when I first picnicked on this side of things, that was a good angle. Alright. What's the issue? Am I too far or am I too close? Or am I just right? This is a Goldilocks situation and I'm Goldilocks? I don't think I'm too far away because those Rowlets over there are still spawning in. What if I change my angle a little bit and I do something more like this? Let's see. No, that seems worse than before. That seems worse. It's 2, 3. Oh, God. You're all over there. Okay. It's like half position, half camera, I feel. At least in my experience. Maybe I'm totally wrong about this, but... And yet I say that, and a bunch of Pokemon spawn behind me, so I don't know. Okay, this seems to be a good angle. This will be my angle from now on. It's almost more unfortunate when they appear in a super open area, because that means that anywhere around you they can appear. Oh, and by that I mean like anywhere around you Pokemon can appear. Like normally I would kind of try to put myself into a corner of some sort. That way I know that Pokemon can't spawn behind me. That doesn't seem to be quite feasible here. Like maybe I can do something like this, but we'll have to see. A bit of trial and error here. Okay, that's, yeah, no, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. I feel like I'm a bit far away, but it's working. This might take a while. I think it's a combination of things. The dwindling outbreak is probably affecting its spawning as well. Well, that's worse now. Oh well, I'll just stick with this and see if we can get one. But anyways, back to what I was talking about previously. I feel like there's like a select amount of games that maybe I would stream, and that would be things I've already streamed in the past. So something like maybe, big maybe, Metroid Prime 3 would be something I could see myself streaming because I've already streamed Prime 1 and 2. Or something along the lines of like an SNES game or an N64 game, like something that's on the shorter side. Or vice versa, something that is going to take a very long time to finish, like something that's similar to Paper Mario, because I feel like the Paper Mario streams were some of the best streams that I did. And I had a lot of fun doing them, so maybe. The only issue with that is that, let's say it's something that's really long. I don't stream very often anymore, and if it's a super long game, the chances of me finishing it in a reasonable amount of time are a lot lower. Like, it's taken me, what, 2 months now just to complete the Paldea Pokédex, because I really haven't been streaming. I've been doing other creative endeavors. So that's my only worry with something that's really long, is that it'll take me like a year to finish one game. I really don't want another Dragon Quest situation. I love that game, don't get me wrong. Dragon Quest 11 is a fantastic game. Streaming it, maybe not the best idea. It's I think I was playing it for a year and a half on stream, which is a very long time to be playing a game. Granted, there was a couple-month break in between there, but still. Well, one Stonejourner. This might be worth a sandwich. I said I don't like using sandwiches because I don't like wasting my Herba Mystica. Okay, well, if we get more spawns like this, then that's fine. I don't need to use a sandwich. Have every spawn be like this, please. And while I'm doing this, I'm quickly gonna see what the shiny Stonejourner looks like. It's not Stonejourner. Okay, it's just a darker gray. It's very noticeable, though. Oh, did Iron Hands turn himself off? Is that what I just saw? Nice, it'll be even easier to notice now that it's not sandstorming. It's not a super interesting shiny, but it is a shiny Pokemon nonetheless. Stonejourner is one of those. It's one of those bonus Pokemon. It's a filler Pokemon. It's there for world building. It's not necessarily there to actually like use. You probably could. I don't think I ever will, though. Though, when I replay Pokemon games, I do like to use random out there Pokemon, and Stonejourner is the Sword exclusive. So, maybe I'll use it, just because. Oh, you're awfully close. I think I remember my Sword team initially, so I'll avoid using those Pokemon. It's what, Colossal, Inteleon, Toxtricity. There's more. There's more that I use. Obstagoon. And was it an ice type that I was using last, or was it a fairy type that I was using last? Hatterene. So I'll avoid using those ones. Oh, just the two of you? Okay. That Stonejourner didn't want to show up this time. Oh, are we not doing Stonejourner now? Okay, there we go. I feel like I should have put some music on or something. I gotta set up my my audio track that isn't included in the VOD, so that I can play some music, because there is, unfortunately, a very high chance of any music getting claimed, just because of the way that I think, I don't know if it's shared, but the database of music, especially on YouTube, and then also on Twitch, even if it's like technically royalty-free, or if it's from a video game, there's a bunch of people who abuse the copyright system in order to like copyright their covers of songs, or their songs that sample another song. Like I think a lot of Final Fantasy VII songs are copyrighted because someone sampled them and then copyrighted those, and then YouTube flags the Final Fantasy VII songs as that dude's song when all he did was sample them. So there's examples like that, and I wouldn't want that to happen on Twitch as well. So I know it's not hard. I think I just I go into my settings and select which audio track is not included on the VOD, which is a very interesting thing that you can do. I'm not quite sure how that works. I guess it's related to the Twitch API, but interesting. It's a nice feature. I just remember accidentally setting audio track 1 at one point to not appear in the VOD, and then I had a VOD in the past that you literally couldn't hear anything. So if anyone is curious, the way that I have my audio track set up is that audio track 1 is everything. Just so that way, if I ever accidentally forget to change the audio track of something, or I set it to an audio track that I'm not recording, then it's still going to be an audio track 1. Then audio track 2 is me, and then audio track 3 is whatever game I'm playing, / my desktop audio, but I usually have my desktop audio muted while I'm streaming. But if I want to watch a video or whatever, I can unmute it. And then audio track 4 is where I have my music. So I guess audio track 4 would be the one that I don't include in the VOD. However, then the chatting music, wouldn't be in the VOD. So maybe I make a new one, and I have audio track 5 be the one that's not included. And then if I ever want to have music going in the background, I set it to that. Very important that you switch your audio tracks. My second ever stream that I did, you cannot hear me because the game is too loud, and I couldn't fix the audio balancing levels because it was all on one audio track. So ever since then, I've always made sure to change them. That my first stream series, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, there was a lot of troubleshooting while I was playing the game. I have those streams saved for archival purposes, but honestly, I think until I start playing like the DLC, I don't know how good of a watch they are, because the DLC was when I was doing like my current style with my model and stuff, and I gained a lot more confidence while streaming, because it was a big break between me playing the base game and me doing the DLC. So I think that's when they like get to be of higher quality. But I remember at one point, I think it was during the Namek part of the game, I had noticed that my bitrate was making it so that way the game was just incredibly blurry. And for like an hour on stream, live, I fiddled with my bitrate, not understanding that I have to stop streaming and start streaming again for the bitrate changes to actually go into effect. And then I did that, and then it was fine. It was such a... Starting streaming was such a wild time for me. I feel like my life completely changed near the middle there, while my growth was sort of increasing after becoming a VTuber. You know, I joined a VTuber group, I was streaming very regularly, like probably too regularly for someone who was also in university. I met so many new friends, entered into a relationship. It was such a wild time, and all of that was on top of being on my own for the first time in college. And now, like, we're 3 or 4 years later, and I feel like I am closer to how I was at the start of my streaming career in terms of my overall mentality than I was when I was gaining a lot of traction. And that's mostly boiled down to, this is for fun. This is for me to put myself out there, make some content, discuss some interesting things, and ultimately if something comes from it, then great. But that's not the goal here. And I feel like I kind of lost sight of that when I was growing. I mean, not rapidly, but like compared to how I was before growing rapidly, where I started to prioritize growth and collabing with as many people as possible and getting myself out there as much as I can and having all eyes on me. I feel like that was, while that might have been when I was having the most fun while streaming, I think I was coming at it from the wrong angle back then. And that changed a lot. I'm not going to go too into the details because it's not something I necessarily want to discuss publicly. But there was a very specific factor that was sort of pushing me towards streaming more regularly, and then that same factor kind of completely switched trajectories and ended up being the reason why I slowed down on streaming a lot. Like, it was the reason I stopped collabing. I left the VTuber group I was in. I sort of took a backseat to content creation and started doing, I guess, way more simplistic things. And, you know, definitely overall, I think that ended up being a good thing streaming-wise, because it pulled me back from that I need all eyes on me mentality. But it did also sort of make me stagnate in terms of the kind of content that I was making, because I didn't want to push the envelope at all, because I maybe not feared, but was worried about how that certain factor would be affected by me pushing the envelope with streaming. I'm sort of trying to dance around a specific word here. But it was a lot of changes one after another. Like, I feel like I lived like 3 or 4 lives in the 3 years I was streaming and at college. And by the end of, I know I keep flipping back between college and university. I took a university program at a college. But I feel like by the end of university, I was sort of filled with this sense of unease and unknowing of what to do next. Because I felt like, you know, if I push further with streaming, that's bringing me away from and potentially stepping on the toes of this certain factor. And if I just stop, I'm not going to be creatively fulfilled, because there's not going to be any content being produced, like, at all. Like, I wouldn't be working on anything. So I really went back and forth, and that was also at like the sort of height of my depression pre-diagnosis. So there was a lot of, I know I'm getting like really deep here. I wasn't expecting this while shiny hunting Stone Journer. But I'm a lot happier now, generally, than I was back then. And my approach to content is what I wanted it to be when I started, with the sort of competency that I gained between that time, you know? And I want to continue to do that. I want to continue to have content be what I want to make on my own terms, without having to worry about what anyone else thinks about it or feels about it, or having to worry about, you know, outside factors affecting the content that I'm making. You know, I don't want to be a part of a content group. I enjoy collabing with people and streaming with people, but like, that's not a priority at all. I would much rather just hang out with people first and foremost, instead of making it content. You know, so I think my eyes were opened to a lot of things after that factor was no longer a factor anymore. But while it was around, it sort of made me very confused about what I wanted to do with my streaming career and an actual career. But it's like my eyes have been opened recently. Well, not recently, like last year, I guess. But I'm glad I continued with the plan that I wanted to do of switching the priority from streaming to producing higher quality content, because I feel like I am producing higher quality content, and now streaming is just a thing I come on every now and then, do whatever it is I want to do, and then I don't have to worry about it too often. It's more so, for me now, streaming is more so a drive for conversation than it is a primary entertainment source. Like, I obviously understand my streams are not the kind of streams that a lot of people come to for, like, active entertainment, which is totally fine. That's not my goal. My streams are definitely more passive entertainment, something you have on when you're doing something, when you're, you know, falling asleep or working on something. And I'm fine with that, because that's how I used streams for a long time. Well, I guess just content in general for a long time. And I remember very specifically saying this in my early streams, saying I'm okay and I want to be background sound. And in the middle, when I was gaining traction, I switched over from, instead of being background sound, to wanting to be foreground sound. I think that's the biggest crux of it, is that what I wanted my streams to be is not why I started streaming. So I think that's probably the best way to describe it, is now I'm happy with my streams being background sound, because I am making foreground content on my own that is not live streams. Wow. I mean, for getting an instant Mabostif, I guess it's to be expected that Stonegender is taking longer. I'm tempted to make a sandwich just to get it. But also, do I really want to waste Herba Mystica on a Stonejourner? Like, Stonejourner is not a exceptionally fantastic Pokemon. And yet it's really not appearing anymore. Maybe I make an encounter sandwich, like a rock encounter plus sandwich. I can do that. Let's see if I have any saved, because that might just be the way to go here. Okay. Because I really don't want to waste Herba Mystica. Make a sandwich. Let's see. Is anything saved for rock encounter up? Encounter power fire. Catching power rock. Raid power rock. Not quite. Ground I don't need. Damn. Catcher power normal. Flying. Catcher power electric. Dark. Dragon. Poison. Poison. Steel. Poison. Ghost. Bug. Fighting. Water. Ground. Ooh, oh, sorry. Flying. Ghost. Fighting. Alright, where's the rock? There it is. Okay. Wow, that's a lot. And it's only encounter power 1 for rock? Alright, let me Google it. That's gonna be the better way to go, I think. Scarlet Violet. Encounter rock sandwich. No, I don't need sandwich places in my area. Thank you, though. I don't want Herba Mystica. I just want encounter. Okay, perfect. Level 2. Oh, there's no level 3. Oh, level 3 is Herba Mystica. Oh, that's shiny. Level 2, level 1. Level 2. That's for grass. Oh, no, that's rock raid power. Okay, right, so... Level 2, we got, Encounter power rock and experience power normal, or catching power fairy and teensy power grass. So, neither of those are gonna work. Okay. I got it. I do want to make a sandwich. I forgot to hit the button to do freeform. So, creative mode. It is red onion, Cucumber. Egg. Salt. Oh, I have to use an Herba Mystica for that one. Never mind. Okay, we're gonna do this one. It is tomato. Lettuce. Do I have lettuce? Yes, it's at the top. Cheese. Basil, bacon. Bacon. Cheese. Basil. Yep, tomato, lettuce, cheese, basil, bacon. All one. And then it's mayonnaise and... no, mayonnaise and mustard. Okay, and this should be encounter. Encountering. There we go. Silver pick. This is a pretty good sandwich. It's just a cheesy BLT. That's in basil as well. Well, I guess we're committed to lettuce first. I didn't think that through, actually. Oh boy. The more complicated a sandwich is, the less the physics like it. Ah. Hopefully that doesn't affect the sandwich too much. Okay, well that's definitely gonna affect the sandwich. I just don't want the bacon to fall. Oh! Okay. I don't think that one worked. What a sandwich. Okay. You know, I think we got at least a little bit of every ingredient on there, so it might work. I don't think it's gonna be level 2. It's really hard to make sandwiches at this game. I'm not good at it. Yeah, 2 stars only. That's not good. You know what? I got level 1 encounter for Rock, so that's something. That's something. I think that's, yes, that's immediately assisting. Okay, good. Oh, but they're behind me now, too. That's fine. I'll just do a little camera rotate. Get into a better position here. I think my chances of encountering it are probably significantly higher now. Considering I don't know if it's specifically the Stonejourner that appear from the raid, or if now all Stonejourner in the area have a higher increased chance of being a shiny. I'm not sure. I don't know which one it is, but I feel like, in general, I'll probably be getting one now. I think I'll probably be getting one. I don't remember if, like, if I save while a sandwich effect is up, and then that sandwich effect expires, and then I restart the game. I don't know if I still have that sandwich effect, or if it's gone now. I haven't ever really done that, so I'm not too sure. Oh god, there's so many over here. Please tell me I can picnic on top of this rock. Honestly, I might be able to just walk around and find one that way. No, let me picnic. It's not even a slope. Oh, but it's barely a slope. Okay, okay. I'll just picnic wherever then and wander around, because I mean now staying in one place means nothing, so. I do think standing up here, even if I'm not picnicking, I think standing up here is going to be the best way to find a shiny. I hope it isn't like Sandy Shocks where it really gives... I tried to roll there. Where it gives me a hard time trying to find it. Because that one took me forever. That took me like four whole sandwiches to finally find one. With Shining... and, oh, there it is. With Shining Encounter level 3 and everything. Ta-da! Alright, I think encounter sandwiches are the way to go. With how many Pokemon spawn, I feel like it's kind of guaranteed to be getting one. Pretty quickly too, might I add. Nice. Weird that the chemical composition of every stone journer does not match the region it's from. Alright, well, that both took more time and less time than I thought it would take, so I'm also fine to do another one. Now, unfortunately, I don't think any of our options are a rock type. Oh, yes, they are! They absolutely are. Graveler. Yeah, Graveler's a rock type. Is that our only rock type option? Yeah, you're water, you're psychic. Okay. Well, it's not the ideal Pokemon to be shiny hunting for, since I did get a Geodude last time, but... if I'm going for living decks, I mean, I do need 2 more. And then I could just keep this one as a Geodude and have a separate Graveler and a Golem. Again, not ideal, but I want to use this rock encounter while I can. Otherwise, it would be a smidge of a waste. Yeah, I still got 25 minutes on that, too. Alright, let's do what we do. Take out 60 of them. 1, 2... I don't know why I got off Koraidon. 3, 4. I'm gonna stick in this area since they're all over here. 5, 6, 7. That is 10. And before I go any further, I'm going to do a counter. Just a basic counter. Simple counter. Gonna shrink this window down. Gonna shrink it down even more. Whoops. I clicked off of the window. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is what I said. Alright. Come on. Take him out. 12. 13. I don't need to count anymore. So yeah, I mean, with content now, I don't feel like I'm limited by being a streamer or being like a VTuber. I feel like I'm now just like someone who produces content, which is what I want to do. I want to make the content that I want to make. You know, I don't have to stick to Let's Plays. I don't have to stick to live streams. I don't have to stick to things that people will consider like VTuber content. I just make what I want to make, and then that's it. This is not where the outbreak is it? Not quite. I mean, it's in the area, but... it's more so over here. It's actually, like, on top of this hill here, but I don't know if they're spawning up there. I guess I should probably check. They are not spawning up here at all. Okay, that's good. Ooh, that might be a good place to picnic, though, after it's all said and done. Okay, we're halfway there. And Gravelers are very easy to see when it's shiny. It is gold, basically. Nope. Ignore the horsey. Thank you. Oh, you got one I didn't even see. Okay. More Graveler, please. Oh, waiter, waiter, more Gravelers. Come on. There you go. This way. Stop turning around. I'm running out of Gravelers. I'm not gonna go over there because I don't know if they're a part of the outbreak. I will say though, one thing that I miss from streaming is doing those like big group streams. I know I could probably very easily organize those, but I'm the kind of person when it comes to collabs where like, I feel like I don't really know how to host a party, like in real life, you know? I wouldn't be the one setting up the party. I wouldn't be the one running the party. I would be there to, like, enjoy, you know, emceeing is a bit different, because that's usually, like, you're there just to talk to people, which is kind of what a collab stream is. But in real life, I wouldn't be the one coming up with the party. That's for more extroverted people to do. And I feel like it's kind of the same with collab streams where, like, I don't think I would be good at setting up a collab stream. I don't think I am very good. That's 60, by the way. I don't think I am very good at setting up collab streams. So I would much rather, if possible, which is definitely why I don't do very many, have someone else have a wonderful idea that they want to execute and they just need people for it and then join that, you know? Like, I'd rather be there for other people's ideas to come to fruition than invite people to bring my ideas to fruition, if that makes sense. But that's just me, though. Maybe I'm just lazy. Oh, trust me. Oh, trust me, I feel like I can picnic up here. Alright. Fine. No picnicking on the small, colorful platform. And I feel like it's not going to let me picnic up here because it's too high up. Though this would also be a good place to... Oh. Is that good? Maybe. I'm just looking at where the outbreak is. It is on this side of things. So I feel like when it comes down to it, it's going to be better off to picnic on this side. Oh, there were so many of you before, and now that I'm over here, none of you are spawning. That means that I'm in your spawn nodes, and you can't do it because I'm here. I guess they're making do, but I don't know if these are in like outbreak Graveler or if these are just regular Graveler, because Graveler do also spawn here, and I have Rock Encounter up, so. It's also what I'm worried is that I didn't actually defeat 60 from the outbreak. I defeated like maybe 40 from the Outbreak and like 20 just regular Gravelers, because I don't know how it works. I don't know if it's just you need to KO the Pokemon, or if you need to KO the Pokemon that specifically are from the Outbreak. I don't know. I just don't know. However, with the Encounter Sandwich, I mean, it's fairly likely that I'll find either a Geodude or a Graveler before long. I mean, you saw what happened with Stonejourner. I ate the sandwich and then I almost immediately got one. So, chances are the same thing will happen here. And I will take either of them, because I can... A fun fact about things you can do in Pokemon. You can evolve your Pokemon. And if I get a Geodude, guess what? I have a Graveler. Okay, they're spawning a little bit more now. That's good. Maybe the rain was messing with them. I mean, it's still not a ton of them, though. Leaves a little bit to be desired. I do think a lot of the picnic logic in this game is strange. Like, you'll be on a wide open hill that has like a 10 degree angle, and you can't do it, but you find the littlest piece of, I mean, this is a bad example, you find the littlest piece of land that's barely big enough to host your table on it. If it's perfectly flat and far away enough from a wall, you bet your ass you can have a picnic there. Oh, I'm now remembering that's another reason why Area 0 took so long, is because you can't picnic in Area 0. Which is unfortunate. I get from like a lore perspective why you can't do it, although all the Pokemon in Area 0 are supposed to be super vicious. So, you can't picnic there because if you're standing still in one place for a long time, you're going to get attacked by Pokemon. But gameplay-wise, it makes it really annoying to reset. You kind of have to fast travel to somewhere that's close enough, or you have to just like fly around in a circle and go far away enough for them to despawn, which I guess is kind of how you do it in ZA. I just like that in ZA, shiny Pokemon don't disappear until you interact with them, because I feel like there was almost certainly times in this game where I encounter a shiny Pokemon, or it spawned and I didn't notice, and then I walk too far away and then it's gone forever. But if this used ZA logic, if a shiny Pokemon spawned in, well, one, it would make a noise. And two, if you walk too far away from it, instead of despawning, it's stored in the memory, and next time you go back to that area, it'll still be there. Because it's concerning that without even like specifically and purposely running away from you, you could just walk too far away from a shiny Pokemon and then boom, gone forever. You never get it. But I feel like shiny Pokemon were not a priority, despite having a sandwich effect that increases your chances of getting a shiny Pokemon. I feel like just the whole existence of shiny Pokemon was not an important factor when developing these games. They were like, we need to make an open world in 2 years. If shiny Pokemon don't make a sound, that's a player problem. You should have been paying closer attention. I wish I had the post on me, but I don't. But I did see a post earlier today where it was comparing the design of Elden Ring to Dark Souls, and it's like Elden Ring and Dark Souls have the same amount of things that you can do, but Dark Souls it's linear, so you end up actually walking to all of those interesting things you can do and interacting with them. And in Elden Ring, it has just as many interesting things, but because you can go anywhere, you can just walk to the objective and then walk past everything else to the next objective without ever having to encounter them. And it's like, yes, that's how open world games interact with. People who want more out of an open world game will purposefully interact with all of the content in the area. People who don't care won't. That's one of the benefits of open world games. And then I was thinking about other open world games, and I'm like, yeah, Breath of the Wild does that. It specifically has like a triangle philosophy of there should be 3 things to do everywhere you look. You know, something like Xenoblade, while it's only open area, also has that, but instead it has interesting enemies to fight. Then I'm like, does Pokemon do that? And then I thought about it, and Pokemon is like if that diagram only had the story objective and didn't have any other side objectives in the area. Which is how this game is designed, really. Like, there's not interesting things anywhere to go and explore. Like, they might look interesting, but there's nothing to do there. So, in this game, you really do just go to your objective, and then go to the next objective. I guess the most interesting thing that they do is sometimes the place that Pokemon can spawn are limited to certain areas, but a couple things have to line up for that to be a factor. One, you have to know that the Pokemon can spawn there. Two, you have to see the Pokemon spawn there. And three, you have to care. And that's the biggest thing with open world games, is making people care about the objectives. ZA does not have that problem. ZA is also technically an open world. And yeah, everywhere you go, there's things to do and there's things to see. This game could have benefited from side quests. I think, you know, just the Legends games having side quests is a misstep. I think all Pokemon games should have side quests because they are RPGs. I don't care how, like, simplistic they want to be. Pokemon games are JRPGs, and they are missing the majority of the game mechanics that are in JRPGs. And right now, only the Legends games have those, which is very silly to me. Like, this game is more of a sandbox game, wrapped under the guise of a JRPG. Except the problem is that there's nothing in the sandbox to play with, which is this game's biggest flaw. Like, I think Scarlet and Violet are objectively bad video games. Like, from a design perspective, I think that they're like kind of objectively poorly designed. They are fun to play. And I think there's a lot of value in them still, obviously, by the fact that I'm playing it right now. And I think the story in Scarlet and Violet is really good. But if you look at it from a top-down game design perspective, these are incredibly poorly designed video games. And there's no real way around that. That's kind of fine, though, like I said, because there's still value in them. Just a shame. It's a shame because they didn't have to be. They could have been very, very well-designed video games. But they just weren't. In development at the same time as Legends Arceus, only had about 2.5 years of development. Decided to completely change the way that the Pokemon formula works only within 2.5 years without testing it, without getting much feedback, without, you know, really thinking about it, it feels. And from what I know about development, they basically spent 2 years making a world, and then like half a year making a video game. So there's that. And again, despite all the time that they spent making the video game, they didn't, or making the world, they didn't put anything in it. So the fact that it's open world is meaningless. I would kill for a classic Pokemon game that has linear routes and exploration. I think Sword and Shield is actually a fantastic way of doing it. Have open areas separated by traditional linear routes. I genuinely think Sword and Shield was like the perfect design for the future of Pokemon. It's just that the technical limitations and the overall technical quality of the game is lacking, which kind of puts a sour note on it. But I genuinely think they should go back to that formula, which they might, because to be fair, you know, Gen 9 are the games after Gen 8. They made Gen 8 and then they made both Arceus and Scarlet and Violet without, I guess, knowing how well Arceus would perform. I'm sure they knew it would perform good enough to sell, because they have, you know, a company full of people, and I'm sure a lot of those people are market researchers. But by Gen 10, I really hope we go back to that sort of Sword and Shield formula of linear area, wild area, linear area, wild area. Because I think it works best, especially after ZA, seeing that, like, yeah, you can fit a wide variety of Pokemon into a relatively small, contained area. I wouldn't want those. I wouldn't want wild, like those specific wild zones in a mainline game. I think that works better for the sort of oh god, what is it? There's in storytelling. There's it's like when you're on a train for the whole game, or when you're you know in one city for the whole game. Closed bottle, ship in a bottle, whatever it's called. For that style of game, I think that works totally fine, because the priority is not exploring in ZA, the priority is battling and then the story, which I think works nicely. But if they want the primary element of Pokemon and the strongest element of Pokemon to be exploration, they can't make a game like this. They have to make a game like Breath of the Wild. And the problem with that is that Breath of the Wild's story is purposefully simple, and also, yes, you can go and you can find a stronger weapon in Breath of the Wild and use that to dominate like the easier sections of the game. But there are also specifically harder sections of the game, and your weapons break. In Pokemon, you're adding things to your team to use permanently. And a big issue with Scarlet and Violet is you can go to an area, catch a level 60 Pokemon, and then while it won't listen to you half the time, you now have a level 60 Pokemon that you can use to destroy the game. And it's hard to do progressing difficulty, as we can see with the gym leaders, because then you have to account for every single strength that the player can be. And for that, you end up using algorithms. And Pokemon likes to manually balance their games. It really seems like Pokemon does not like to automatically balance their video games. And you see that with half of the post-game modes in Pokemon. They set your Pokemon to level 50, which is the only automatic balancing they do, and that's actually in service of more manually balancing. Like, look at the Infinite Royale in ZA. Every Pokemon trainer that you can encounter has a set team. They don't have random teams in that game. And that's not a good thing or a bad thing. That's just what they choose to do. They like to manually balance their video games. They want the difficulty that you're experiencing to be the difficulty that they intend. And unfortunately, in an open world video game, that's just not the way to go. Because if you can go to like the final area of a video game and you are just as equally to win at the start of the game as you are at the end of the game, obviously that's not fun. At the same time, if you go to, let's say, the final area of the game, and everything around you, you simply cannot interact with it because it's so strong, then what's the point of it being an open world game? You can't interact with that part of the game. It is linear. There's a difficulty progression in the game. Now, you might have options, you might have pathways. You can still have options and pathways in a linear video game. So it really starts to fall apart in when it comes to Pokemon specifically, because you're adding members to your team. I don't think creature collection works in an open world game if you don't have automatic like balance adjustments. And I don't know if we will ever have automatic balance adjustments. I really think Pokemon will continue to want to manually balance a difficulty in Pokemon games. Obviously, there's some random variation, right? Like, Pokemon have level ranges that they can be, and they have certain moves that they can know. So, like, it's not like every single time you play a game, the difficulty is going to be 100% the same. But, you know, if it was a true open world game, you could encounter level 60 Pokemon in any area. You can encounter level 20 Pokemon in any area. Otherwise, it's not a true open world. That's still a linear game with progression. So it's just kind of a flawed approach to Pokemon in general, and I really don't think open world should be the strategy. I think you need a certain amount of linearness to Pokemon, because it's about, you know, getting stronger, increasing the strength of your permanent party members, stuff like that. If you could not catch Pokemon, and you were given Pokemon at set levels, at set points in the game, that could be a solution. Obviously, that's kind of the antithesis to what Pokemon is, though, so I don't see that ever happening. Right? Because with a typical JRPG, like a Final Fantasy, you will be getting a regular level increase as you go along, and then, you know, you might earn a new party member who's set to, like, the highest level on your team, or maybe they're set to a set level, and it's like, okay, that's the general level that I can expect this next area to be. And in a linear game, that works. And in an open world game, that definitely can work as well, right? Like, you do all of the normal stuff to level up. You're going to areas, you're taking on level appropriate enemies, and then you would be given a team member who's at an appropriate level for the part of the game that you're at. But like I said before, that's not what happens with Pokemon. You can go to an area filled with level 50 Pokemon and just add a level 50 Pokemon to your team. You can just do that. That's a thing you can do. But I think that's just my 2 cents on it. Bottom line is, I would really prefer something like Legends Arceus or Sword and Shield, where there's linear sections split up with open sections. Honestly, just Xenoblade. Just do Xenoblade. Just make Pokemon even more like Xenoblade, honestly. Xenoblade has a linear order in which you explore the areas, but every area that you go to, you can explore it however you want. I think that would be better for Pokemon. And that's not even me, like, as a Xenoblade shell. I think Xenoblade is genuinely, like, the peak of open world design. That's unrelated to the story, unrelated to the gameplay, which is my favorite things about those games. But purely the design of the world, I think that's... And the flow, like, not the visual design, the game design of the world is the pinnacle of open world, in my opinion. And you can tell because, like, Final Fantasies take that way, too. Not Final Fantasy VII Remake, that one's a little more linear, but the sequel to that in Final Fantasy 16 and 15, even though 15, you know, it's got its issues that people definitely make clear, they take the Xenoblade inspiration when it comes to world design of, like I said, you can explore any given area that you're in however you want, but there is a progression to the areas that you have access to. And, you know, with Sword and Shield, it kind of did the same thing. You've got the 2 different wild areas, or I guess it's 1 different wild area. But the issue is that you can go to anywhere in that wild area wherever you want, and whenever you want. Whereas a better approach, in my opinion, would be that you have multiple wild areas sectioned off from each other, and as you progress through the game, you can go to each consecutive wild area. Which is, like I said, similar to what they did in ZA, but it's a bit different because ZA takes place, obviously, in 1 city instead of an entire region. So, it's a bit different. Well, that Chinese Siege was nice, and I think my rock encounter, yeah, my rock encounters wore off, but there's still plenty of Gravelers here. I'm contemplating if I should take out a couple more. I think it's possible I miscounted. I'll take out like 5 Gravelers to see if that helps. There we go. Because, like, I do need, or not need, but I would like 2. I would like 2 Gravelers, and it sure has taken quite a long time for one to appear. So, am I too close? Am I in their spawning table? Not really. Maybe I'm preventing 1 or 2 from spawning in, but it doesn't seem to affect it all too much. I would like to get back on my Final Fantasy grind. I think, so I played the first 3, and then I played 3 again a little bit, because I was playing the DS version, which I've been told is a pretty different experience, but then I got to the part of the game that I don't like, so I stopped playing it. But I would really, really like to experience the rest of the Final Fantasy games, because I know that the later ones are games that I would love, like 6 to, like, onwards. I know I would really, really enjoy them. But I feel like people who play JRPGs, like, they have their JRPGs that they play, and they might pick up 1 or 2 outside of that every now and then, but ultimately you kind of stick to the games that you play. And for me, that's Fire Emblem and Xenoblade. I know that Fire Emblem is a strategy game, but it's also a JRPG. And you know, I want to get into Dragon Quest. I want to get into Final Fantasy. And I think Final Fantasy IV, depending on how I enjoy the game, I Might make that a video. Because I feel like, you know, another big reason for me streaming was to clear out a backlog. Streaming felt like I was being productive while playing video games, because I actually don't play that many video games in my free time unless like a new one comes out. Obviously I just played a bunch of ZA, but I probably won't play a lot of video games in my free time now that I'm done with ZA. I'll probably go back to like working on stuff. So like during college or university, and then after that, streaming was a way for me to like, okay, I have to put my work aside, take some time for myself. But if I just played a video game, it didn't feel productive at all, because it wasn't supposed to be. But my OCD, my diagnosed OCD, makes it very hard for me to enjoy doing things without being productive. So that's what that was. And now that I'm not streaming as much, I still kind of need that outlet of like, well, I want to have fun and play video games, but it's definitely not a productive thing to be doing. So making a video on that allows me to enjoy the video game I'm playing in the moment without having to be an entertainer while playing a video game. And also allows me to, you know, use that productivity to turn it into something later. So I think that might be what I do. There's a couple games I gotta finish first, though. I gotta finish Yakuza 5, which I'm on the fourth character now. I forgot his name, the baseball player. I've got to finish Batman Arkham Asylum, because my girlfriend really likes those games, and I would like to experience them and finish them. And then after that, it's sort of nothing else is important, so I can do whatever I want. But I would also like to play Metroid Prime 3 soon. I mentioned earlier, I don't know if I want to stream that or if I want to make a video on it. Either way, it'll be content. But I feel like with the Metroid Prime streams, yes, it was fun doing it. People were not interested, and I got lost a lot, and it left a lot of dead air in the streams, and I would rather that not be the case. Hunters was very, very fun, though. I really enjoyed Hunters. It's the part of my life I was at when I was playing it was very unfortunate, but the actual game itself I had a lot of fun with. So I'm hoping 3 I will have just as much fun with, if not more. Because 4 comes out, God, next month, I think. And I probably won't be getting it day 1, I don't think, but I will be playing it eventually. Nope. Yep. Half of those were the right button, half of those were the wrong button. So I got about halfway to what I wanted to accomplish. Still trying to find the best place to stand. I'm a bit worried it's still going to take quite a while to find a shiny Graveler. It will be the last thing I do, because we've been going for 2.5 hours, which is a nice amount of time that I like to stream for. I can go a little bit longer, but we have shiny Meloetta, which was the entire goal of the stream. So I'm totally satisfied with this now. This was just a bonus that ended up taking more time than I was expecting, but you know what? That's okay. I'm enjoying myself. It's been a while since I've streamed. It's been a while since I've yapped about my goals and aspirations. And this is definitely not the best place to picnic. Okay, so if they are spawning in here, then I should be like here, I think. But then the problem is I can't really see around the corner for shinies. That might be okay though. Let's see if this was correct. Well, that is 1 Graveler. 2, okay. A little bit farther away then. Here, wow, here seems to be a great place for it. Okay. There we go. Okay, much better, much better. Do I want to put on another rock encounter? I feel like I don't have to. I feel like everything around me is pretty much a rock type. There's some in the distance that are You know, like there's some deerlings and some cedras and some scraggies around, a sawsbuck or two, but that's a fair amount of gravelers. I think that's probably fine without without a shining power, or sorry, without an encounter power. Shining power is totally different. I could end this right now with a shining power if I wanted to. I also I really like the collab feature that YouTube added. Even just outside of like using it for my content, which I did. I also just like seeing new people in my subscription feed every now and then. That's pretty nice. Sometimes it's annoying because it's like it's a video type that I definitely am not interested in, that someone I am subscribed to just like did, or like, you know. Sometimes commentary YouTubers will collab with other commentary YouTubers about topics I have no interest in, and it's like, then, you know, it's a pretty simple, just hide that video in my subscription feed. But when it's nice, it's nice. I've already encountered a couple of new YouTubers through the collab feature, so I definitely think it's a nice addition. What I don't like is their new UI. I don't like the mobileification of desktop apps. It feels like every other app that you go onto, now the desktop version of that app is catered to like a mobile design principle, which is weird because you have a mobile version of that website already. You either have an app or it just launches the mobile version when you're on a phone. And, like, that's sufficient enough. I don't know why we're making the desktop versions of things look like the mobile version of things. It's two completely different mediums. Is it, like, for iPads? Or like, Chromebooks? Like computers that have a touch screen? Is that what it's for? If it is, that's silly, because that's, like, a small percentage, I feel, of the overall desktop user base. Like, YouTube now, all of its UI is like in the corners of where you would want it to be, and also there's like an arrow that you can swipe up on to de-full screen it, and it's like, why would I swipe up on an arrow on a computer that has a keyboard? If I wanted to unfull screen it, I could just hit the escape or F11 key, or I can move my mouse over to the de-full screen button. Why am I going down to the bottom of the video to an arrow, clicking and holding on that arrow, and then sliding up as if I was on a phone but using my mouse? It's very silly. Like, instead of changing the design of desktop apps, why not just make an additional version that launches on computers with touchscreens? Like, you can specify what versions of websites play on what device types. So I feel like that's probably a better solution than totally changing the style of your desktop app. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And also, Twitter is actually about to just destroy itself irreparably, so that's fun. If you didn't know, they're completely removing their algorithm, and Grok is going to decide what content everybody sees. It's not going to be personalized. It's not going to be based on what gets engagement. It's not going to be based off of what people want to see. It's going to be based off of what the AI model Grok decides is relevant or not, or worth seeing or not. So the way that, like, you know, growing on that website from now on is going to be is to appeal to the AI, not even algorithm, just appeal to the AI, which is very stupid. I like that my Twitter feed is related to my interests. You know, that's kind of why I use it, to see things that I'm interested in. And Blue Sky doesn't have an algorithm, so you're never really going to see the stuff that you want to see. So that's unfortunate. I mean, like, algorithms suck, yes, but they are there for a reason. Because let's say you like somebody for what they produce, but you don't like any of their interests. And with Blue Sky, I believe the way it works is that it will show you things that people you follow like. So like if you like a post that doesn't affect the content that you're going to see. But if someone you follow likes a post, you will now see that post on your feed. I think that's how that works. I could be mistaken with the specifics of it, but I believe that's how a website with no algorithm functions. And then you set some general topics that you're interested in, and then if posts with those topics enter into your feed, then, you know, obviously you can interact with them then, but not every tweet is a topic, and not every one of your interests is a topic, and not every post in the topic that you're interested in is something that you want to see. So, you know, having an algorithm means the more stuff that you interact with, the more the website is going to show you those things. It's an issue with YouTube where YouTube itself has an algorithm instead of alongside an individual algorithm. So YouTube has your individual video ideas and types that you like to watch, and then it also has the overall algorithm of what YouTube is trying to push with the sort of content that they're looking for. And it uses both of those to show you content at the same time. So that's why you'll get random like algorithm videos. But with something that's more like Twitter or Blue Sky or those sort of things, because it's direct interaction and the monetization features on those websites are very limited, if not non-existent in general, having an algorithm doesn't make sense. Because algorithms are meant to help monetize the content that they want monetized and not monetize the content that they don't want monetized, right? Like, that's why you have an overall website algorithm. If you just cared about the individual algorithm, then, you know, they could be shown any amount of content, and then that content can gain traction, and, you know, all it takes is a few bad apples to have weird individual algorithms in order to, you know, sort of generate revenue and attention on maybe something that shouldn't deserve it. So there's a place for overall website algorithms. But again, there always needs to be an individual algorithm. There, you know, people need to be able to find more of the thing that they like to see on your website if you want them to continue using your website. If they use your website and they don't see anything that they want to see, and they only see things that the website wants them to see, they're probably not going to use that website anymore. So I'll see what happens when the change rolls out, but I don't like Blue Sky. I already don't like Twitter, and my capacity to dislike it is not anywhere near its maximum. And I'm not using Threads because Instagram is like the most racist, awful, bigoted place in the world. So that's kind of it. You know, if Twitter's done, I'm kind of just done with social media. Not content, like I'll still stream and make YouTube videos and whatnot, but like social media websites. Because what do? Blue Sky doesn't show me the stuff that I want to see. If Twitter stopped showing me the stuff that I want to see, then why would I use that? And again, I'm not using Instagram. So what does it leave? Snapchat? But Snapchat has the same issue as Instagram. And also it's like 90% brain rot because its user base is people who are too young to be engaging with other social medias, or people who are too old to be engaging with the people on Snapchat, and that's their only user bases, I feel. So, god damn, this Graveler is taking a while. So generally, I feel like there's not really a lot of productive places to sort of engage with other people on the internet, unless you have direct messaging, which is stuff like Discord. But the issue with that is that obviously, again, there's no algorithm. You're just being shown what other people are posting. There's no change in content to appeal to what you want to see more. It's purely just what people are posting. What is that? Is that just a decoration? That's just a decoration. Okay. I just think the whole, you know, just AI in general is a mistake. It's one of those things where it could be really cool. Like, I'm not going to lie, the idea of being able to instantly generate something, like a physical object, you know, has always been cool to me. Like the thing in Star Trek where you just ask it to make it, and then it makes it 200 cigarettes. That's really cool. And like, you know, AI is kind of the first step towards that, but it's only, you know, generating digital things, obviously. So like the idea in general is really, really cool. it's just the way that it's being used to replace everything and the way that it's being used to steal stuff from other people. It's like, obviously all of that is a horrible thing. But like, yes, if everything about it was 100% moral and did not steal from other artists, didn't use a bajillion watts in power, obviously I would love to be able to generate an image and just have something cool. Of course I would. It wouldn't be a replacement for the work that I do. It would be like a tool to assist with that. But that's not how it works, and that's not how it's used. And it's a shame, because I really think that the technology in general to be able to generate whatever we want, whenever we want, period, is cool. The issue is that it's not being used for personal use. You know? Like, I'm of the opinion of if it did not take other people's art, and it didn't take so much electricity to generate stuff, I think that the use of AI for purely personal use would be perfectly fine, you know? It's like, if you want to see something, that's fine. You can generate that. It's the same sort of thing with like the creation of real world items, you know? If you want to make a wonderful turkey dinner for yourself generated by a machine, go for it. The issue, obviously, is one that's used for monetized things. So people are using AI for brain rot content, or people using it to sell other people's art. Or, you know, in the extreme example of being able to generate stuff, that would be like running a restaurant using food that's generated from this particle object generation thing, right? Like, what's the point? You are not making that. There's no reason you should be selling that to other people, because it's not yours, right? Why would people, you know, go to a restaurant with machine-generated food when they can just generate that food at home? You know, you go to a restaurant expecting someone's hands to have touched that. That's a weird way to describe food, but you know what I mean. And it's kind of the same thing with the internet, right? Like, I feel like you go to the internet expecting things that people have posted to the internet, you know, that they own. Like, I go to the internet to see people's art, or to see, you know, people's opinions and discussions about things. That's why I am on the internet. I don't want to see something that isn't made by a person on the internet. If I wanted to see something that wasn't made by a person, I would ask an AI to make something for me, you know? It's all just very confusing. And what's even more confusing to me is the people who genuinely enjoy AI-generated content. Like, I feel like people who genuinely enjoy AI-generated content, I think they're missing something, you know, like a fundamental aspect of humanity. I think they're missing that. The answer is empathy, actually, is what they're missing. But point is, that's how I think it should be treated. And under the caveat, of course, that it didn't steal from people and it didn't use a ton of electricity to work. That's the stipulation, of course. But that's not where AI is. It does use a ton of electricity, way more than it should, more than entire cities of people. And also, it is stealing people's stuff and being used to replace things. That's just how it is. You know? I think it all comes down to expectations. When I think of a company, well, my initial thought is evil, but when I think of a company, my expectation is that there are people running that company. You know, every aspect of that company is being determined and run and pushed forward by human hands. And when an AI is starting to replace the people in that company, well, that completely goes against my expectations for a company. You know, it's impossible to be a moral company if you don't have people at every aspect of it. It's literally impossible. I mean, it's also kind of impossible to be moral as a company in general, but even more so if you start replacing people's decisions and opinions and ideals with that of an AI. And that's, again, like I said, when I go on the internet, I expect human content. When I go to YouTube, I expect human videos. When I go to a restaurant, I expect human food. When I go to a movie theater, I expect human movies. If I wanted something made by a machine, I would simply do it myself. I don't want to engage with those things in a space where I'm not expecting to engage with them. I don't want my human spaces to also have content made by AIs. I don't want that. And not even content. I don't want human spaces to be run by or you know, be so filled with AI that it's it's questionable if it's even a human place anymore. I mean, that's what dead internet theory is that the majority of the internet is AI, and it's not real. And that's not a theory anymore. It's just not a majority. It is, I believe, almost exactly half of everything on the internet is AI generated, or is a bot, which is not necessarily AI, but is not a human. And that's concerning that it was this far-fetched thing of like, oh, there's no way that's true, and now it's like very clearly and obviously true. It's just strange to me, the whole mentality about AI. You know, I don't get it. I don't understand. I feel like human content will always be better. You know, it just will be. AI content, I think, is a novelty. And like a novelty, it should be able to be expressed and experienced without having to worry about it. Like, yes, obviously a lot of toys are made using, like, labor that is not moral or legal. But when I'm engaging with a toy, let's assume this toy is from a moral place, or at least as moral as you can be. I'm just playing with that toy, you know? And I should be free to be able to play with that toy. Or a video game, the same thing works. You know, when you're it might be actually a better comparison. When you're playing a video game, the understanding is that you're able to do that guilt-free. It's a thing that was made in order for you to engage with it. And I feel like you don't have to worry about moral implications when you're playing a video game. You kind of assume that everything is already moral. And I think in an ideal world, you would be able to freely use AI and assume that it's totally moral and have it be totally moral and not have to worry about it. But obviously, with the way that it is right now, every time you use AI, you are literally destroying the planet. So it's like everything about it is immoral. Like literally every single aspect of AI is immoral, and I don't think that it should be. Because I think there are definitely, not even I think, I know that there are definitely ways that you can have AI in general, just like, you know, generative AI, while it's moral. You definitely can have that. It's a possibility that we have. We have the technology, and we just refuse, because doing things immorally is, and always will be, easier than doing it the moral way. Which is, it's just silly to me. I think AI should be a toy. It should be a toy that you're free to engage with without feeling guilt, and it's just not. Speaking of should be able to freely engage with it, where are the gravelers? Where are they? Do I make a sandwich? I don't want to make a sandwich. Is the outbreak even still going? Yeah, it's still going. Where? Why? Why is there no shiny yet? I'm going back up here and seeing if this helps. Because there's gravelers on this side too, around the bend. It feels like they can spawn in this entire area. And because of that, there's like no good place for me to stand. Like, that mountain would be a great place for me to make a picnic. But I can't because it's not even, it's on an even surface. Because yeah, now over there I'm only getting 3 or 4 gravelers because now I'm back in their spawn location. It's a little bit annoying. Like, part of me is tempted to just give up on it and call it a stream. Because I have been going for almost 3 hours now, and I don't really want to be streaming for too much longer. I have some things I need to do tonight, so, you know, I am really hoping that it appears soon. But at the same time, it's like sunk cost fallacy, where it's like we've already come so far. Or waited for so long for a shiny graveler that I don't just want to give up. It's a dilemma, to be sure. There we are. I just need the right place to stand. And I thought I was in the right place to stand, but obviously not, because it's been a super long time since any graveler or any shiny haven't appeared yet. It's not even been a long time. They just haven't appeared yet. There's been no shiny gravelers. Not even a shiny Geodude. I think I'm going to make another rock encounter sandwich. I wish that it saved your last made sandwich as a recipe. Because I don't actually have that recipe on hand anymore. I'm gonna have to search up what it was again. I could probably get, it was like lettuce, basil, egg, bacon, mustard, mayonnaise? Oh, I still have it open. Oh no. Tomato. Lettuce, tomato, cheese, basil, bacon. Okay. Like I said, I'm tempted to do a shiny sandwich, but it's literally for shiny graveler. I don't care about it that much. It's just in a bit of an awkward place. Also, 1 second, my sound has been delayed. There we go. Walked in for the sandwich. I'm not geeking anymore. It's fine. Lost 1 piece of basil. That's okay. Perfect. All right, nice. Okay, good. Phew. That looks like a really good sandwich, actually. I mean, the order of it is awful, but you know, that's what you got to do in this video game. Also, those cuts of tomatoes are really thick. If I'm having a tomato on a sandwich, I want it to be a thin slice of tomato, because I'm not a huge fan of raw tomato, but I do think it can add a lot to like a sandwich. So, that's my opinion. Also, why is the bacon so thick? That doesn't really look like bacon. It's not even P-meal bacon. What? Why is this only level 1? It's supposed to be level 2. Ultra BLT sandwich level 2. Is it because I missed 1 piece of basil? Is it because of the single piece of basil that I missed? Why? Okay, whatever. It's good enough, I guess. I just need more Graveler to spawn. At this point, they might not, it might be shiny purely because of the amount that are spawning in, and not even because of the outbreak. But this does also give me opportunities for there to be shiny Geodudes as well, which is nice. I mean, there's always a chance for there to be a shiny Geodude, but I mean, Geodudes are also going to be spawning in just as much as Gravelers now, so... I think I only have 2 Herba Mystica. If I had more, I wouldn't be opposed to using it. But because there might be an outbreak of a Pokemon I really want a shiny for at any time, I want to save the Herba Mystica just in case. Like if a starter that I don't have a shiny of was to have an outbreak, I would probably want to use my Herba Mystica on that, or like a pseudo legendary, like Frigibax, that line. But that's more so for the Pokemon that are harder to encounter. For something like Graveler, where they're already just everywhere, all over the place, I don't really want to use Shining Power for that. A Paradox Pokemon, they are not. I think what I'm gonna have to do is, yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of do like a little once over, and then go back and do a picnic, because I think just the spawn locations for this outbreak are a bit weird, because they're in the mountain, but they're not going to spawn on top of that, so they're kind of just all around, it seems. Yeah, like they're even over here. Yeah, it's just a very strange spot for there to be a raid, or an outbreak. But also, a lot of them over here are just naturally spawning. They're not a part of the outbreak. In fact, like I said, I can probably just find a shiny Graveler / Geodude due to the sheer amount that are around, and not even because of the outbreak. Obviously, the outbreak helps because it spawns at a much more, but I don't know if if my random encounters are anything to go off of, I feel like I'm much more likely to just randomly find a shiny than I am when I'm shiny hunting. It's a very strange phenomenon, but when I'm not looking for shiny Pokemon, I find them all the time. And the second I'm actually looking for one, I don't find any. Like, if anyone's watched the rest of these streams, you'd know I encountered a lot of shinies while just completing the national decks. And now, the last thing I'm doing, literally something that I wasn't even planning on doing. I was literally going to come grab a Graveler really quick and stream. That was the plan here. It's taken so long. It's taken almost a full hour. I've been yapping for a very long time. But that's okay. I'm okay with longer streams because I'm not doing them as regularly, so that's fine. I feel like the crux of the stream has kind of been changed, though. It was finishing off the national decks, getting shiny Meloetta. I got that within the first 45 minutes of stream. So there's been 2 hours that hasn't been that. There's been more stream that is unrelated to Meloetta. And I think that's pretty funny. However, I'm kind of done with this now, so I would really appreciate a shiny Golem. And I really don't want to use Shining Power. If I have to, I will, but I don't want to. I really don't want to. That's such a I feel like that's such a waste of Herba Mystica on a Graveler. Like, really, a Graveler of all things? Especially when, when I eventually play Violet and I try to get the Violet Paradox Pokemon shinies, I can give those Herba Mysticas to a Pokemon, trade them over to Violet, and then boom, I have an extra sandwich. So it really just feels like a waste. There's like no good reason for me to use an Herba Mystica on Graveler slash Geodude. They're not even like in my top 100 favorite Pokemon. I mean, neither is Stonejourner, but I feel like it's goofy enough that it justified it. All of this just because I didn't want to do Tadbolt. You know, if I did Tadbolt, I probably would have ended after I got 2 of them. Oh, the choices in life that lead to wild outcomes. I'm familiar with those, very much so. There we go. Finally. I would like a second one, but one is good enough for now. I forgot to switch to Scyther. Hopefully a Quick Ball will catch it. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'll try to get a second one. I'll wander around. Hopefully it'll happen faster. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I give it till the stream hits 3 hours. It's at 2:50 now. So I give it till 3-ish. Because I've accomplished my goal. I got a shiny Graveler. But that does mean I only have a Geodude and a Graveler. And one of the 3 is not going to be a shiny anymore. Probably Geodude. Because I feel like more Geodudes spawn here than Gravelers do. Golem, like if I don't get another Graveler, this shiny Graveler is becoming a Golem. Because you can't find wild Golem, so it's hard to shiny hunt them. But at least now I can fly around in a circle instead of just standing in one spot. Because I think I'm going out far enough here for them to despawn. Oh yeah, I definitely am. However, the longer I stay in one area, the more they do spawn in. So maybe we like we go to a place, stop and wait for a bit, take off again, go to the other side of the mountain. Yeah, like I think we're at about max Gravelerage over here. So now I go over to this side, and this one I don't think they're a part of the outbreak, so their shiny chances are lower. Okay, I have a new strategy. We wait over on that side where the outbreak is, and then I just do a quick once around, back around, so that way we go far enough away for them to despawn. Because I know picnicking does the same thing, but the only thing with picnicking is that it resets all of the spawn tables, like for everything. And I feel like if I don't go all the way around, sorry, if I don't picnic and instead I go all the way around, there's got to be at least some Pokemon that are staying as what they are without resetting. And hopefully that's freeing up space for more Gravelers to spawn. I don't know if my logic makes sense, but in my head, it does. So now we stick around, wait for everything to spawn in, the Gravelers, the Geodudes, the whatnot. Chill out for a second. Nothing shiny. Okay, okay. Take off. Leave. The other side of the mountain here is far enough away for all of those to despawn. By coming around here, there's more chances for a Geodude or a Graveler to be shiny on this spot. Though not as likely because it's not a part of the outbreak. And then by the time I'm back around, these have despawned, they're spawning back in, and I wait and do it again. I think that works better than a picnic in this specific situation. If the Graveler outbreak was in a better position and wasn't on a mountain that they can't spawn in, then maybe this wouldn't be the best way of doing it, but I think just with the specific way that these Gravelers are, or the specific place that these Gravelers are, I think this is the better way of doing it. Plus, I feel like it's faster to do this than it is to picnic, to be honest with you. Or at least it feels a lot faster. It feels like I'm encountering way more Pokemon doing it this way than I am whenever I picnic. So we wait, we chill. Hope that a second one comes around. Okay, well, there's a lot of Ortiz in that one. I know my sandwich power hasn't ran out, so that was just unlucky. Was it really the one leaf of basil that prevented it from being a level 2 encounter power? That's crazy. One little basil leaf is the difference between, I think, a 50% increase in the amount of Pokemon that spawn. The Gravelers must really love basil. I don't think I can put the little things on the bottom, though, because even though like, objects have weight, I think if I put basil on bottom and then I put, like, tomato on top of the basil, it's not going to sit right, and it's going to, like, jitter and knock stuff off. So I kind of had to put it on top. It's a bit unfortunate that it slid off, but, you know, I mean, we did already get one, so obviously the encounter power is working. It just could have been even better. I keep seeing orange and thinking that I'm getting lucky, but it's always a deerling. Hello, hello, any shinies, hello. Oh, that just reminded me that I started watching I think it's still the latest episode of Smiling Friends, and I was confused. Okay, so I don't have any streaming services, so my only option for watching stuff is, you know, through other means. And I watched about, like, I don't know, a good 5 minutes of the episode, and it was all in Spanish, and I'm like, wow, this is a really long time to be going for, like, an intro bit. Like, when are they gonna stop speaking Spanish? And then in my head, I'm like, wait a minute. They haven't set up any joke to be speaking Spanish. And then I skipped to halfway through the episode, and they were still speaking Spanish. And then I skipped to the end of the episode, and they were still speaking Spanish. And then I realized, oh, I'm watching a Spanish release of this episode. I saw someone else post about that too, so I guess I wasn't alone. We must use the same websites for our media consumption. But very interesting experience thinking that I'm being trolled with, only for me to be completely mistaken. And it turns out, no, I'm the dumb one. I'm the stupid one. Okay, perfect. Everything is as it should be. I guess the last thing I'll do now is we spent so long getting them, I might as well evolve all of them, right? So I already have a Geodude, so this Graveler can become a Golem, and then this Geodude can become a Graveler. I definitely have a Thunderstone. Question is that what evolves it? No! What evolves a Alolan Graveler? Alolan Graveler. When traded. Only traded? No, no Thunderstone, only traded? Okay. So we cannot evolve the Graveler. That's fine. But I can evolve this Geodude into another Graveler. So I will do that. Get over here. Okay, you actually will become a Graveler. Yes, so Geodude. Level 59, Graveler, level... Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I have a woman Geodude. A Geodudette. Nah, Ginger's a construct. It could be a Geodude. Okay. Where is Chansey? I need one of you again. I thought I chased my last Chansey. You know what? I'm done. I'm finished with the Geodudes. I don't want to put in any more effort than I have to. There we go. Okay, wonderful. And then I suppose, with all of that, yeah, only the Necrozmas can stay in, or have to stay in Scarlet. When Gen 10 is announced and whatever, I will defuse them, and then they can be moved to the next game or whatever. But for now, if I do more shiny hunting, I think I still want Scyther and Iron Hands on me though. So they will chill out here for the foreseeable future. But yeah, about 2 hours ago we got Meloetta, so that was quite nice. And that was the goal. So next time I stream, I will probably be playing Pokemon Sword. Again, maybe, I can't, oh, now there's a Blissey. I can't promise, but maybe there will be some shiny hunting either in this game or in ZA. Because this is good yap opportunity, obviously, and this is going to sound really cheesy. Part of my reasons for streaming now is because my wonderful girlfriend likes to have background music on when she's sleeping, and she started watching my VODs as background music, and they help her sleep. So that's another reason why I'm streaming. I know it's cringy, it's weird. Ah, Rhyhorn! Whatever. But it's true. So I do like to... Oh, okay. The BGM is quite loud. Let's lower that even more. So I will probably be streaming more stuff. Generally, like, you know, shiny hunting, just kind of chilling out. But specifically, the next stream will likely be starting a brand new playthrough of Pokemon Sword, because I think I would like to get Keldeo before I start doing like a bunch of shiny hunting. Plus, while it'll be on a different profile with a different name, if we do Sword, I feel like that's also a nice transition into potentially doing Max Raiden shiny hunting, because that's the only way to get some of the shiny legendaries, or at least easily. So that's something I'm definitely not opposed to doing. Other than that, I think I'll probably just stick to those games. Arceus, I don't think I'll be doing any shiny hunting in it unless it's specifically a Hisuian Pokemon. It's not hard to shiny hunt in Arceus. It's actually quite easy, but it's so much easier to shiny hunt in ZA and Scarlet, and there's a lot of overlap. I think other than the Hisuian Pokemon, there aren't really many Pokemon. Some of the Sinnoh ones aren't catchable in Scarlet, but like not too much. So I don't see myself doing much Arceus shiny hunting, though I'm not opposed to it, is the bottom line. I'm definitely not opposed to it. But that's really all I got for you. If you haven't seen the videos over on the second YouTube channel, which is now the main YouTube channel, they're there to watch. There's 3 of them. There's a 4th one coming either at the end of this month or at the start of next month, depending on when I finish the game and when I finish the video. And then there will be more, hopefully every other week, every month, something like that. So that's the goal. We'll see if I can stick to that. I'm not like forcing myself to stick to any like content out rollout, because I really just want to enjoy it and put as much effort into it as I can. But yeah, like I said, there's I guess I'll link it in chat if you want to, because I'm here. But there is 3 videos you can go and watch. One of them is about the Bakugan Battle Brawler video game on the PlayStation 2. One of them is about Devil May Cry 2, and the last one is about assigning different Dragon Ball characters different lightsaber colors. So that's a video I wasn't expecting to do as well as it is, and I appreciate that. So yeah, if you want to, you can go check those out. But for now, it is here, and if you would like to watch them, go ahead. Otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, have fun, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.